Alright, so good day everyone, and to you sir. Today we are group number 9 and we will be presenting our CRUD website. First we have the title, Chemicals, from Sean's business, and you can see here a little preview of our application form. You can see that there's the database all set up and all the forms, but before we get into that, let us talk about how we got into this process. I pass it on to my group mate, Carlos.
Hello everyone, I'm Carlos Miguel G. Cruz, and I will be talking about how we thought about using the implementing the database to the website. So at first, we used Microsoft Excel to visualize the table that we need in the database, in which we have the item ID, the item name, the stock, and its price. Then we were trying to think of ways to implement the table in the database to the website, in which we thought of using MySQL. As you can see here, we created a database and implemented the data types in which we were going to use for the website. Pass it on to Sean.
Thank you so much, Carlos. Hi, I am Sean David E. Villar, one of the main coders of this website. As you can see, this is our third version of our code, and the first two were merely based on a source code that can be found online. But what made this code different is that this is a self-made code based and referenced by a bit of old code from previous projects for different courses. As you can see, we used pure JavaScript for this code. Now we will pass it on to Mark to explain the offline and the online versions of the applications.
Alright, thank you for that. So, hello, my name is Mark Gabriel ARTISTA, and I will now be going in depth with our website. Firstly is, as mentioned prior, all the data has already been set there, and as precaution of course, and mandatory, whenever we want to add data, when we would just click add data without inputting anything, we obviously added an error handle. And this error handle is applicable to all 4 types, wherein if you input data on one and leave one out, it will be seen that one is missing. And of course, as said by the requirements, whenever we want to delete the data, you can, and if you want to edit some of the data, you can by simply changing here and clicking update. It will simply change. It's pretty self-explanatory there, but on how we applied it to MySQL is on the next one, which is the server side, or what you can say personalized one. Because in the personalized one, if you would click the site, you would see this. There's no database. Now why is that? That's because if you input a database information, if you may, add data, and you would close the tab or the website and reopen it once again, you would be able to see that the item that you placed is there. So rather than going through the route of being able to save the database in your own personal local disk, we went with the perspective that the site itself is the database that can be adjusted by you yourself. And that pretty much gets all the requirements needed, where you can add data, update data, delete, etc., etc. And I believe that will be all for our CRUD data table. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, sir.